legacy angle, AJ.
There were two camps heading into the fight. The larger, more grounded camp trusted AJ's size, pedigree, and long history of knockouts, while the smaller, louder camp argued Paul wasn't just a YouTuber with a punch, but a genuinely dangerous wild card, the kind of fighter who could land one clean shot and rewrite history. Most seasoned veterans and the betting markets leaned toward Joshua. A few high-profile boxers and a handful of contrarian voices put their money on chaos instead. And that strange mix, former champions issuing warnings, podcast hosts sounding truly worried for the kid, influencers loudly betting on an upset, is what made the build-up feel like a real fight, not just another press tour. Teddy Atlas, the grizzled trainer and longtime moral compass of boxing, broke it down in his trademark blunt style. He didn't hype Paul as a fantasy. He pointed to the very real ways Paul's approach could complicate things for a heavyweight accustomed to orthodox rhythms. Atlas has never been about picking names, he maps danger. And his message was simple: this fight isn't as black and white as the betting boards want you to believe. It's an event, no question. It's a money grab, absolutely. There's no denying that. But at the same time, it's real too, or at least we believe it is. We think it is anyway. And honestly, I have no real reason to believe isn't. Even so, I'd be irresponsible not to acknowledge the doubt, because I know that question is already floating out there.
Event, it's a money grab. There's no doubt about that, but it's real too. We think it is anyway. And I have no reason to think it isn't, although I wouldn't be responsible if I didn't throw that out.
Joe Rogan, whose podcast has become one of the biggest platforms for combat sports conversations, sounded almost fatherly when he weighed in. He called the matchup one of the craziest ideas he'd ever heard and repeatedly warned that Joshua carries the kind of one-punch knockout power that can end a night or a career in an instant. Rogan's take balanced respect for Paul's grind with real concern for how brutal and unforgiving the heavyweight division truly is. He wasn't championing Paul as some fairy tale pick. He was sounding an alarm. Because as he made clear, the odds may favor Joshua, but when one punch can erase everything, the math stops mattering.
Power. One punch.
Tyson Fury, forever drawn to the theatrical and the controversial, found himself siding with the contrarians in a way that made people pause. He openly suggested he'd back Paul to land the kind of punch that flips everything upside down, even joking about betting on the upset. And that mattered because Fury isn't just noise. He's one of heavyweight boxing's loudest, most credible voices, and he rarely blesses outsiders without sensing something real. When Fury spoke up for Paul, it didn't change the statistics, but it shifted the mood. It was heavyweight instinct whispering, don't overlook the underdog. Oleksandr Usyk, on the other hand, stayed calm and deliberate. He didn't dismiss the idea outright, but his tone reminded everyone of the unforgiving math of elite skill and experience. Usyk didn't chase a hot take. He reinforced the reality that Joshua is a serious heavyweight test and that crossing divisions and reputations is never clean or simple. It was the kind of steady perspective that quietly strengthens the case for AJ. Amir Khan, true to form, raised the stakes even higher. For him, this fight wasn't just about one night, it was a referendum on influencer boxing itself. He argued that a brutal Joshua knockout could draw a hard line between traditional heavyweight pedigree and the shortcut culture of the social media era. His pick was clear and forceful, AJ by stoppage. Dana White cut through the noise with blunt honesty, calling the whole idea a bad one. His reaction carried the weight of someone who's seen mismatches go wrong, viewing the fight less as romance and more as risk. He expected Joshua's size and experience to overwhelm Paul, and his warning felt both promotional shrug and ringside concern. David Haye added intrigue by pushing back against the conservative consensus, suggesting the upset was not only possible but potentially historic. Coming from a former heavyweight champion, that carried weight. Haye pointed to Paul's restraint in past fights and the unpredictability that can live inside a newer fighter, injecting genuine tactical curiosity into the underdog argument. And then there was Michael Bisping, grounded in hard-earned realism, voicing concern not about who would win, but about what Paul might lose. His warning focused on consequences, physical, mental, career-altering. It reframed the fight as more than spectacle, a reminder that nights like this can leave scars that don't fade when the cameras turn off.
Odds are high because Anthony Joshua is out there saying that he's going to kill Jake Paul. And a lot of people have come out of the woodworks. They're talking a lot of crap. Tyson Fury, number one.
You big bum, useless tosser. Get up, and I can't wait if Jake Paul knocks your spark out, you big bum.
But yeah, Anthony Joshua said that he will kill Jake Paul. He will kill someone in the ring if he can kill them. He's a respectful guy. He was raised by a good family. But if he can kill Jake...
Paulie Malignaggi, never one to soften the edges, delivered what sounded like a verdict straight from the old guard of boxing. His take on Paul was pragmatic, almost grim. Yes, he acknowledged the improvements, the craft, the progress, but he made it clear that standing across from a seasoned, motivated heavyweight is an entirely different reality. It was respect mixed with warning, a reminder of what AJ's pressure and power can do to someone who hasn't lived round after round against elite heavyweights. And when Paulie talks about timing and head movement, people listen, because his words are forged from experience and hard-earned losses. Eddie Hearn, meanwhile, played his familiar role with one foot in each world, the promoter who understands both sport and spectacle. In interviews, he laid out a version of events that felt almost pre-written, an aggressive Joshua start, a fast finish, not as bravado, but as the clean commercial logic of giving the crowd what it expects. That script struck a nerve because it sounded like a man selling a story while quietly predicting it too. When serious money is involved, narratives tend to get neat, and Hearn's comments lived right at that intersection of marketing and belief. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned. Until next time.